Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Jacob English Academy. I'm Jacob, and I'm very happy you're here today. In this lesson, we're going to learn one of those English grammar topics that confuses many learners: has been and had been. You may know these words individually, but when you hear them in real conversations, you might wonder, what's the difference between has been and had been? Don't worry. Today, we're going to make this simple. We're not going to memorize complicated grammar rules. Instead, we're going to use one simple idea. Think about the timeline. That's the secret. And by the end of this lesson, you'll understand exactly when to use has been and when to use had been in natural English conversations. So, let's get started. Part 1, the big difference. First, remember this golden rule. Has been is connected to now, and had been happened before another past event. Let me say that again. Has been reaches the present. Had been stays before the past. That's the most important idea in today's lesson. Imagine a long road. This road represents time. Behind you is the past, and right where you are standing is now. When we use has been, the situation started in the past but still connects to the present. When we use had been, the situation happened in the past before another past event. Think of it as has been past now, but had been earlier past, later past. Once you see that timeline, these two forms become much easier. Part 2, has been. Let's start with has been. Remember, has been is connected to now. For example, she has been busy all day. Imagine your friend Sarah. She's sitting at her desk. There are papers everywhere. She has a coffee in her hand and she looks exhausted. You say, she has been busy all day. Why do we use has been? Because the situation is connected to now. Maybe it's still the afternoon. Maybe Sarah is still working. The day isn't finished, so her busy period reaches the present. She has been busy all day. Here's another example. I have been sick this week. Notice that this time we use have been because the subject is I. Maybe you're still feeling sick now. The week isn't finished and your sickness is connected to the present. So, I have been sick this week. Here's another one. He has been very helpful recently. The word recently connects the past with the present. Maybe Tom helped you yesterday. Maybe he helped you this morning. And you still think of him as a helpful person now. So you can say, he has been very helpful recently. Has been in everyday conversations. Let's look at some situations you can actually use in real life. Imagine someone asks, why haven't you called me? You can say, I've been very busy lately. This means you were busy in the recent past, and that situation is connected to now. Here's another example. Imagine it's 11 in the morning. A mother looks at her daughter and says she has been tired all morning. Why? Because it's still morning. The morning hasn't finished. The tiredness is connected to the current time. So, she has been tired all morning. Now imagine you're at work. Someone asks, where's the manager? You can say, our manager has been in meetings today. The word today is important. Today is still happening, so the situation connects to now. Another example, the weather has been amazing this week. If the week is still happening, the amazing weather is connected to the present, so we use has been. Has been. Quick grammar reminder. Here's a very short grammar reminder. We use has been with he, she, it. For example, he has been busy, she has been tired, it has been difficult, and we use have been with I, you, we, they. For example, I have been busy. You have been helpful, we have been working, they have been waiting. But don't let the grammar names scare you. The most important thing is the timeline. Has been or have been connected to now. Listening practice, has been time. Now let's do a quick listening challenge. Listen carefully. She has been happy all week. Think about the timeline. Is the week finished? No. The week is still connected to now. So, she has been happy all week. Here's another. I have been waiting for you. What does that tell you? It probably means I'm still waiting for you now. The waiting reaches the present. I have been waiting for you. Excellent. Now let's move to the second part. And this is where many learners get confused. We're going back in time. Part 3, had been. Now let's talk about had been. Remember the golden rule. Had been happened before another past event. Think about the timeline again. You're standing in the present. You move backward. You see yesterday. Then you move even further backward. That's where had been comes in. It's the past before another past event. Let's look at an example. Imagine Sarah again. Yesterday, she had a big meeting at 3 p.m., but at 1 p.m., she was already exhausted. So we can say, she had been tired before the meeting started. What happened first? First, she was tired. Then the meeting started. Both events are in the past. But the tiredness happened earlier. That's why we use had been. She had been tired before the meeting started. Another example. Imagine two friends, John and Mark. They are business partners now. But 10 years ago, they met at school. You could say they had been friends before they became business partners. First, they were friends. Later, they became business partners. Both events happened in the past. The friendship came first. So we use had been. Had been in everyday situations. Let's imagine you're standing at a bus stop. It's freezing cold. It's raining. You've been waiting for a long time. Finally, the bus arrives. You get on the bus and say, I had been waiting for an hour before the bus arrived. What happened first? The waiting. What happened later? The bus arrived. Both are in the past. So, I had been waiting for an hour before the bus arrived. This is a perfect example of had been. Here's another situation. You call your brother, he doesn't answer. Later, he calls you back and explains, I had been asleep before you called. First, he was asleep, then you called. So we use had been. Another example. We had been working all morning before lunch. First, we were working. Then lunch came. Both events are already finished. So we had been working all morning before lunch. And one more. The store had been closed before we arrived. First, the store was closed. Then we arrived. Again, had been. Had been. Quick grammar reminder. The good news is that had been is very simple. We use had been with everyone. I had been. You had been. He had been. She had been. We had been. They had been. It doesn't change. So the grammar is actually easier than has been. But remember the meaning. Had been equals before another past event. Listening practice. Had been. Let's try another quick challenge. Listen. They had been studying before the exam began. Which happened first? The studying. Then the exam began. So they had been studying before the exam began. Here's another. She had been working for hours before the meeting started. First, she worked. Then the meeting started. So we use had been. Excellent. Now let's compare the two directly. Part 4. Has been versus had been. This is the most important part of today's lesson. Listen to these two sentences. She has been busy all day. And she had been busy before the meeting. They sound similar, but the timeline is different. In the first sentence, she has been busy all day. Her busy situation is connected to now. Maybe she is still busy. The day is still happening, so has been. But she had been busy before the meeting. The meeting happened in the past. Her busy period happened before that past event, so had been. Let's look at another pair. I have been waiting for you. This probably means I'm still waiting now. But I had been waiting before you arrived. Now you arrived in the past. The waiting happened before your arrival, so had been. Here's the easiest way to remember it. Has been past, now. Had been earlier past, later past. That's it. Nash Part 5, The Mistake Lab. Now let's practice some common mistakes. I'll give you a sentence. Think about whether it's correct. Imagine it's 8 p.m. You're still awake and feeling tired. You say, I had been tired all day. Is that correct? Not if you mean you're still talking about today's ongoing situation. The better sentence is, I have been tired all day. Why? Because today is connected to now. So, I have been tired all day. Now let's try another one. Imagine I finally arrive at your house after you waited for an hour. I say, she has been waiting before I arrived. Something sounds wrong, right? Why? Because arrived is a past event. You're describing an action that happened before that past event. So the correct sentence is, she had been waiting before I arrived. Excellent. You are now thinking about the timeline instead of simply memorizing grammar. That's exactly what we want. Part 6. Real English conversation. Now let's put both forms into a natural conversation. Imagine you arrive at the office in the morning. You see your coworker. You say, you look exhausted. Your coworker says, I have been working since early this morning. This connects to now. Then you talk about yesterday. You say, you looked tired yesterday too. Your coworker replies, yes, I had been working for hours before my last meeting started. Now we have both forms in one conversation. I have been working since early this morning. That's connected to now. I had been working for hours before my last meeting started. That's an earlier action before another past event. Can you see the timeline? That's the key. Part 7. Final review. Let's make this extremely simple. Has been. Use has been when something started in the past and is connected to the present. For example, she has been busy all day. He has been sick this week. The weather has been amazing recently. Have been use have been with I, you, we, and they. For example, I have been busy lately. We have been working all morning. They have been waiting for you. And remember, has been, have been, connected to now. Had been. Use had been when something happened before another past event. For example, she had been tired before the meeting started. I had been waiting before you arrived. They had been studying before the exam began. And remember, had been before another past event. Now, final challenge. Now it's time for your final challenge. I'll give you a situation, and you choose the correct form. Situation 1. You are still busy today. You say, I very busy today. The answer is, I have been very busy today, because today is connected to now. Situation 2. Yesterday you were tired before an important meeting. You say, I tired before the meeting. The answer is, I had been tired before the meeting, because the tiredness happened before another past event. Situation 3. Your friend is still waiting for you. You say, she waiting for me. The answer, she has been waiting for me, because the waiting connects to now. Situation 4. Your friend waited before you arrived. You say, she waiting before I arrived. The answer, she had been waiting before I arrived. Excellent. Homework for you. Now it's your turn. I want you to write 2 sentences in the comments. First, write one sentence using has been or have been. For example, I have been learning English for 2 years. Then write another sentence using had been. For example, I had been studying before my friend called me. Don't worry about making mistakes. Mistakes are part of learning. The goal isn't just to understand English. The goal is to use English naturally and confidently. So, remember today's 2 golden sentences. Has been reaches now, and had been stays before the past. If you remember those 2 ideas, you'll have a much easier time choosing the correct form in real conversations. Thank you so much for joining me today here at Jacob English Academy. If this lesson helped you understand has been and had been, please like this video and subscribe to the channel for more practical English lessons. Keep listening, keep speaking, keep practicing, and most importantly, don't be afraid of mistakes. I'll see you in the next lesson. Take care, everyone, and keep learning English.